My name is Quinn. My parents said that I could buy a new racing video game with my birthday money. And, well, for the last 2 hours or so, I've been thinking about different things I love about the racing games I play now, which will help me pick a perfect new game. Like how in big cupcake racers, you get to race in cupcakes. I mean, who doesn't love cupcakes, right? But in Farm Town Racing, you can use tomatoes to upgrade your car. Or in the game Space Racers, you can race in the space instead of the road. I've got to be honest with you. It may seem a little silly, but I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed because of how many racing games I could get. Wait, I forgot about Power Up Racers too. This game has only been out for a couple weeks, and I have to know more about it. My friend was telling me that you can make your own custom racer so I could be in any video game. And she said they have not one, not two, but 3 pink cars to choose from. Okay, so comparing the others on my list, I know that Power Up Racers 2 is way different than any other game. Sometimes you can tell when something is different, like when you and your brother's lunchbox get mixed up and you show up to school with tuna fish. Gross. But other times, it's harder to know when something is different. My parents tell me that God is love, that everything He does and says is because He loves us so much. But, I mean, I love a lot of things, like boba tea and getting a new game. Is that what my parents mean by God loves me? How is God's love different than the way I love? When I have questions like this, I open the Bible. The Bible is God's true message to us about Himself, and it's where we can go and learn more about God's love. John wrote about this type of love in the book of 1 John. Let's take a look of how God's love is different. God's love through Jesus. Jesus' close friend John wrote a letter to the people who love and follow Jesus. He wanted them to know who Jesus is and how much Jesus loved them. John explained to the people that God is light. There is no darkness in Him. If we have a relationship with God, we will walk in that light and want to make the right choices and follow Him. John taught that Jesus, God's Son, came to forgive us. John explained that if we confess our sin, the wrong things we think, say, or do, God is faithful. He loves us, and He will forgive us. John warned the people, writing, "Do not love the things in the world. Remember, and keep doing what you have heard from the beginning. And this is the promise that God made to us, that we can have life forever with Him." Let's pause for a sec. When I first heard that God is light, I was a little confused. I even asked my dad, did John mean that God is like a lamp? To help me understand, my dad used the lights in our loft, like this. Let me show you. Hey Gadget, turn off family loft lights. Whoa, that's dark. Have you ever tried to walk around in the dark? You can't see anything. When you turn on a light, you can see where you're going. Light helps us see. Hey Gadget, turn on family loft lights. So here, John is saying that God is light and His light helps us see. God's light helps show us the way we should go and the choices we should make. John says that if we have a relationship with God, we can walk in the light. And that is some awesome truth. Let's get back to our story. John explained how God loves us best and always. He wrote, "See what great love God the Father has given us, that we should be called God's children." And we are. This is the message you have heard from the beginning. We should love one another. This is God's command, that we believe in His Son Jesus and love one another as He told us to do. Then John told the people some amazing news. God's love was revealed to us in this way. God sent His one and only Son Jesus into the world so that we might live through Him. This is love. Not that we loved God, but that God loved us and sent His Son for us so we could be forgiven and have a friendship with God. This is how God loves us, always. We love because He first loved us, and we know that Jesus has come and helps us understand and know Him. He is the true God, and in Him is life forever. When it comes to God's love, you don't need a comparison chart, because there is no comparison. John wrote that God's love is different. His love is bigger and greater than any other kind of love. It is so big and so great that nothing can ever get in the way of it. God loved us so much that He sent His Son, Jesus, so we could have a relationship with Him forever. Now that's a different type of love. No person could ever love more than God loves us. God loves us always because His love is so much bigger and different than anything. I'm going to go see if my parents let me buy Power Up Racers too. Bye!